friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kendrin,
Hey now, it's Deja.
and we're still in our series about life design. So, this is part three. If you haven't watched the previous parts, go watch them. They're good. So, step three in the process is ideating. And basically, what that means is taking basically coming up with three versions of how you think your life would look in 5 years. So, three different 5 year versions of yourself. So, how he explains it is, let's say that the metaverse is real and you can have all of these different avatars and you can build all of these different lives. Just come up with three completely different lives. So the prompt that he uses is, sorry, I wrote it down, I didn't have it pulled up. Okay, what are you gonna do? Okay, sorry. What you're doing now goes great. So everything stays the same except that it just gets better. And you can include your bucket list items, like if you wanted to go do swim with sharks, something, you go swim with sharks. Whatever your bucket is on your bucket list, you get to do that, and your life now just improves. The second one is that your job no longer exists. What are you going to do? There's a robot to do your job. What are you going to do to make money to get your life together? And the third one is a wild card plan. So if money was not an issue, image was not an issue, you had what you need, what would you do? And he says basically that most people don't do the wild card plan because the wild card plan is probably not sustainable in the world we live in. Like, most people don't quit and go do the wild card plan, and those that do, they don't usually do well at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it usually becomes like your wild card plan is something that you thought you loved to do that you had to leave by the wayside for some reason. And like, a lot of people will pick things up from their wild card plan and just incorporate it into their lives
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
So, um, do you have three ideas? Or I can share mine while you think.
I can't say that I do. Ironically enough, when you ran down all of them, the first one was like, no, out. The second one, the second one was okay. We got to think through that, and then the third one was definitely like, oh well, yeah. I feel like I know what the wild card plan is. I feel like
Tell me your wild card plan.
I'm on the trajectory of the wild card plan right now.
Yeah, same.
That's something that we have talked about offline.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna talk about that right here, child, because that's not none of y'all's business,
Yeah.
okay? Good vibes only.
Yeah. I think my
um,
wild card plan would just be to run off and travel all the time and be okay. This kind of goes back to our reality recap a little bit. I would love to be like a Marlo Hampton and have like a vintage business of some
atelier.
sort. Atelier, yes. I think that is fascinating. Or have some sort of like, I would also obviously love to have a consignment boutique. If you have not been here before, I resell on the side. I will leave my Poshmark information down below. But I love it. And it is so fun to me. And I don't know that I want a full-time resale because that's just a lot of, it's not just that a lot of work, but it's a lot of sourcing and it's a lot that goes into that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to be able to like travel and find unique things and, sell them or rent them. I think what Marlo does is very cool. I know a lot of people don't get it, but there are lots of people who do that kind of stuff
Mm-hmm. And
with
are very successful.
and are very successful. And it's not just like Marlo said, it wasn't just her clothes. She has bought clothes from other people who have done cool things. She owned like a Jennifer Lopez dress or something in her collection.
It's amazing. That
And,
Versace.
and I think it's amazing. So I'm just like, I would love to do that where I would go to like Paris and just like collect things or buy bags and bring them back for people. I also read this book, I'll leave it down in the comments, called Bringing Home Birkin, which was a fantastic read. If you are, it's like a sneaky business book. I say that because it's funny and it's more story, but like if you pay attention, there's a lot of business lessons in there also. But
Mm.
I would love to do that.
I think so. Without getting into the detail,
Mhm.
some of the stuff that I would love to do is just kind of like not mundane, but it's basic, and that is um having my significant other and traveling the world and planting, like the seeds, planting our seeds in the garden in terms of like what we want to, like what kind of mark we want to leave on the world.
Yeah.
um Definitely I would still be coaching, but I feel like it would be at a grander scheme in terms of like offering retreats and offering like physical like getaways and like workshops and things that allow me to still teach in the manner that I do, but also doing some of those things with my partner.
Mm.
Us being aligned in that way and communicating about mental health has always been like a real big thing for me. And so just being able to teach and communicate and help other people find their best selves
Yeah. That's
where
cool.
they are
I love that.
currently. I think, and that's why I was like, mine is so basic.
It's
Uh,
really not though.
it's big, but I feel like I do this now. I'm just not the partner isn't here yet. In the
Right.
sense of like my betrothed partner. Not to say that my husband has to be someone who like is all into this type of stuff, but like who can contribute in a profound way. I would appreciate that because that means that you have interest in something that's really important to me.
Yeah.
Um, Clearly I already have my partner in crime in terms of us doing retreats because Canton is gonna be there. Okay. Um,
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
that
think
kind of
that
stuff.
that's an interesting thought. And as far as like a better version of what I have now, I think I could live with a better version of what I have now. It just would have to consider, it would have to be me working a lot less. Um
Working a
like
lot
I would,
less and making more money for me. Yes.
yeah, I would have to try to figure out a way to work either part-time or where I was squeezing most of my time into a few days
Mm-hmm.
and also being
Exactly.
100% remote. So
Exactly.
I don't, and I don't mind doing the work that I do, but I know people who work 410s instead of, I know plenty of people who work 410s instead of, 5/8s. And I
I
think
don't
that's,
want to work a 10-hour day because I don't think I need to. But I mean, if my 10-hour day
well,
consists of like some flexibility and downtime in terms of
yeah, of
when I'm
course.
working, then okay, like that's different.
Yeah. But when I, for instance, when I first started doing contract work down here, actually, my next version of this self is going to be doing contract work instead of having a 9 to 5 because this is not
This ain't
working for me.
it.
Yeah, it's not working for me. But when I first started doing contract work, we were at a 40-hour cap. So it was sort of like we don't really care how you get your 40 hours. So I would work like 12-hour days Monday through Wednesday, and then I would go in for a few hours on Thursday, and then I would be off by like early Thursday afternoon and have all day Friday to myself also. So it was like,
That's
I
not
mean, I was still doing the 40. I was still there. Um, but yeah, it looked different. So I could totally see a life where like it just looked different. It's
mm-hmm.
the taxing of the, oh God, and my job is like now they're trying to make us go in the office more, and I'm just like, oh God,
No, don't
no.
nobody want to do that, girl. And it's
No, no one wants to do
2022.
that. Like, no one wants to do that.
Like, no,
So,
girl.
you know, the 5 days and then trying to squeeze in your whole entire life in, 2 days on the weekend, it's just not,
It's not enough.
not a look. It's not a good look. So I think, yeah, if I could tweak that a little bit, I could totally make it work.
Totally agree.
So, and then I think my wild card plan and my job no longer exists plan kind of fused together. I'd have to do a little bit more thinking about my job no longer existing. I guess I'd probably have to, I don't know,
I'm saying.
do something else.
Like that sounds dope. I'm the wild card solidified. The no longer existing is like up in the air, like in terms of like I feel like I'm kind of in that position now where I am working. I'm still going to work and all that kind of jazz, but the way in which I was working before, it's just different.
Yeah.
And it's because at this point, I feel like what I'm doing currently, I'm just doing my time. But there's something else on the horizon. It just hasn't arrived yet. But we waiting for you, girl. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. So that's about it, I think. Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so. I think we kind of hit all the basics.
Perfect.
Yeah. Those of you that are on this life design journey with us, please get down in the comments and let us know what your 3 items are, as well as if you are in one of the steps at this point, honestly. And then, of course, follow us on all of our social media and drop us some comments, like, and subscribe.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.